Good morning to everyone present here. I'm Dr. Lakshmi, working as Assistant Professor in Faculty of Management, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram campus. Today, I'm going to explain about easy topic journal entries, especially for first MBA students. We all know that in journal entries, there are three rules are there. One is real account, nominal account, and personal account. But it is somewhat difficult for the non-commerce students to follow all the three rules. So in journal entries, I'm going to give an easy clue for both in commerce as well as non-commerce students. See, here the first journal entry is 1st January 1995. Anbalahan commenced business with a capital of rupees 50,000. Usually in journal entry, there are two things are there. One is debit, another one is credit. Instead of following that personal, real and nominal account, here on 1st January 1995, Anbalahan is the name of the proprietor. He started a business by contributing a capital of rupees 50,000. So whatever the thing comes into the business, that should be write it in the first line. If anything goes out of the business, that should be write it in the second line. So the first line always represents the debit and second line always represents the credit. Here Anbalahan, let us assume we are Anbalahan. We, that is Anbalahan, commenced, started business with a capital of rupees 50,000. We always know that even though we are the proprietor, business is a separate legal entity. So we contributing cash into the business. So which one comes into the business means cash comes into the business. If anything comes into the business, that should be always in the first line. So cash account data. See, cash account data to. If nothing goes out of the business, so name of the person should be write it in the second line. Anbu's capital account. Amount is 50,000. We all know that ledger folio is nothing but page number of the ledger. So first entry over. Second entry. Don't think this 3 and 4 and all the serial number. This is the date of the transaction. 3rd January, bought goods for cash for rupees 30,000. Bought means we always let us assume we are standing here. We bought goods for cash. So here, goods comes into the business. We bought goods for cash. Goods comes into the business. Here, name of the goods is not mentioned. So we don't write it as goods. Instead of that, we write it as purchase account. So which one comes into the business? Goods. So purchase account. Instead of goods, we write it as purchase account because the name of the goods is not mentioned here. So purchase account data, if anything goes out of the business, we purchase goods for cash. So the cash goes out of the business. So to cash account for rupees 30,000. You have to write one line as narration. 30,000. Narration is nothing but what we actually are doing in the transactions. Okay. Third one, 4th, that is 4th January 1995. We, let us assume we are standing in the front. So we sold goods for cash, rupees 25,000. So we sold out the goods for cash. That means cash comes into the business. So if cash comes into the business, means that should be in the first line. Cash account data to. The goods goes out of the business. The name of the goods is not given here. So we write it as sales. It's account for rupees 25,000. Always remember, whatever the thing comes into the business, that should be in the first line. If anything goes out of the business, that should be in the second line. Here I'm going to give a narration. Narration is nothing but what actually happened in the transaction. Being the goods sold out. Okay. The next slide. 5th January, deposited in Indian bank, rupees 20,000. That means we deposited the money of rupees 20,000 in Indian bank. That means cash goes out of the business. So cash should be in the second line, cash account, to cash account. To cash account. So nothing comes into the business. So name of the bank should be in the first line, Indian bank. Bank account data, rupees 20,000. Being the amount deposited in the Indian bank should be written as a narration. Next one, 6th January. 6th January. bought goods from Ravichandran. That means we bought goods from Ravichandran for rupees 15,000. The word cash is not given here. Suppose the word cash is not given, we take it as a credit purchase. Bought goods from Ravichandran. That means goods comes into the business. So name of the goods is not given. So we write it as purchase account data. Purchase account. Purchase account data. Nothing goes out of the business because the cash is not goes out of the business. We purchase the goods from Ravichandran only on credit basis. So the name of the person should be, write it in the second line, Ravichandran for rupees 15,000. Okay. And then 12th January. Return goods to Ravichandran. On 6th January, we purchased goods from Ravichandran for rupees 15,000. Again on 12th January, we return goods to Ravichandran again for the value of rupees 1,500. Value of goods is returned to Ravichandran for many reasons, like not up to the mark, it's not as per the quality mentioned or as per the quantity mentioned in the invoice. For some reasons, we return goods to Ravichandran. So the goods goes out of the business and nothing comes into the business. So if goods goes out of the business, we write it as sales return. Sales return account, because we already, to purchase return. We already purchased the goods. Now the goods goes out of the business. So purchase return account. So name of the person should be in the first line, Ravichandran account. So we return goods to Ravichandran. Goods goes out of the business. So we write it as purchase return, two purchase returns. The name of the person is Ravichandran. So Ravichandran account data to purchase return. For rupees 1,500 value of goods is returned back to Ravichandran. Okay. Being the goods returned to Ravichandran. Next entry is on 8th January. 8th sold goods to Mr. Narasimhan. We sold goods to Mr. Narasimhan. The word cash is not given here. So we sold out the goods to Narasimhan on credit. So we take this one as a credit sales. So goods goes out of the business. Cash is not comes into the business. So if anything goes out of the business, that should be in the second line. To sales account. The name of the goods is not given. So to sales. Sales account. The name of the person is Narasimhan. Account data. Rupees 20,000. Being the goods sold to Narasimhan. Next one, 9th January. Paid cash to Mr. Srinivasan. We paid cash to Srinivasan. So the cash goes out of the business. That should be in the second line. To cash. Cash account. The name of the person is Srinivasan. It's an account data. 5,000. Being the cash paid to Srinivasan. On 10th January. Narasimhan returned goods worth rupees 1,000. On 8th January, we sold goods to Narasimhan on credit for rupees 20,000. Out of 20,000, 1,000 value of rupees is returned to us on 10th January. So Narasimhan returned goods worth rupees 1,000. So goods comes into the business. Already we sold out the goods. Now it is returned back. So sales return account data. Goods comes into the business. We write it as sales return account. Sales return account data 2. The name of the person is Narasimhan. Narasimhan account. 1,000. Being the goods returned from Narasimhan for rupees 1,000. The next entry is 11th January. 11th January, paid advertisement charges. We paid advertisement charges. That means cash goes out of the business. So to cash. Cash account. So the name of the person and all not mentioned here. We just pay advertisement charges. So advertisement, the expenses should be in the first line, the advertisement charges account. Account data. Amount is 2,000. So we paid being the amount paid for advertisement charges. And 7th January, bought furniture for cash. So we bought furniture for rupees 2,000. So the name of the goods is clearly mentioned here. If the name of the product is given, we write it the name of the product. So here furniture comes into the business of furniture account data. So cash goes out of the business to cash account, 2,000, being the furniture purchased. On 13th January, withdraw cash from bank. So withdraw cash from bank. Cash comes into the business, cash account data. Who is the person there? Then bank is there. So we write just nothing goes out of the business. We have to write the bank account or name of the bank, 5,000 rupees. Being the cash withdrawn from bank. Next one, 15th January. On 15th January, bought a bicycle for office use. So the name of the product is given here. So bicycle comes into the business of bicycle account data. To cash goes out of the business to cash account, being the bicycle purchased for rupees 1,500. On 16th January, received commission. We received commission. So the commission is received in the mode of cash. So cash account data. Cash comes into the business in the form of commission. So to commission account, being the commission received for rupees 500. On 18th January, draw cash for personal use. The word personal is given. We have to write in the first line always drawings. Drawings account data. The word personal is given. We have to write it as drawings. Draw cash for personal account. So we just drawings account data to cash account, being the cash withdrawn for personal use, 3,000. Next one is 19th January. 19th January, electricity charges paid. So the cash goes out of the business to cash account. To cash account, we paid the cash in the form of electricity. Electricity account, charges account data. Data to cash account, rupees 300. Paid insurance premium 20th January, paid insurance premium. So cash goes out of the business to cash account. So insurance paid in cash is paid in the form of insurance premium. Insurance premium account data 1,000 rupees. January 25th, interest received. So we received interest in the form of cash. So cash comes into the business cash account data to interest account. Rupees 150. If nothing goes out of the business, we have to write the word which is given in the journal entries. If it is a name of the person or commission or interest, whatever given in the journal entries. Being the interest received. And 26th last slide, 26th January, paid rent. We paid rent in the form of cash. So the rent, cash goes out of the business to cash account. So we paid cash for rent. So rent account data, rupees 1,200. If nothing goes out of the business or nothing comes into the business, means whatever given in the transaction, that should be in the first or second line. And this 31st January, see, paid salaries. So we paid salaries to the employees. So cash goes out of the business, that should be in the second line to cash account. Salary is given. So we write the salary account data. 4,800. Being the salary paid. And the last entry is 31st January, paid commission. We paid commission. So cash goes out of the business to cash. The only word given in the transaction is commission. So we write it as commission account data, rupees 300. So instead of following all the three account rules like personal, real, and nominal account, if you are following this clue, miss, it would be very useful for both commerce and non-commerce students. I hope you all understand the journal entries here. Thank you so much.